check now the starting five for both teams. For Oklahoma City, backcourt is Westbrook and Cephalosha. And in the paint, holding down the pivot, a physical and bruising big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the 4 spot. And then for the Miami Heat, Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Lewis in at the 4 slot. Here's Durant. No good. And it's Miami the other way.
You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least one or two of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. And Westbrook.
Hammer time! Hammer time!
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
You know, one thing with Scott Brooks, guys, he's very consistent with his message. You listen in on those timeouts, it's all about getting stops. Defense, 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 and letting their offense come from that.
And Clark, you mentioned Brooks' single-mindedness stayed pretty constant with his rotations, too.
And there's no doubt players appreciate knowing their role, but, you know, a lot of critics have been surprised at how Brooks has stuck to his lineups. Some lineups that didn't seem to be all that effective. You know, his usual starting lineup with Cephalosha and Perkins on the floor hasn't been their best in terms of plus-minus, but Brooks very loyal to his starting group.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, Scott Brooks gave me a couple of minutes to catch up with him. We talked about Chris Bosh, and he talked about the skill set and what makes him so difficult to guard. He told me he's very slippery in the post. You think you have him contained, and he'll just wiggle around his guy for a layup. We can never act as if he has nowhere to go down low. He finds space and room all the time. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Westbrook kicks to Perkins. And he uses the glass on the layup. Perkins got his first points of the game.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
The Heat have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And Perkins with the block. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Ibaka, no luck.
Hey, last season Chalmers missed a game-winning shot. That happens to a lot of guys in this league, but what he did the next game is of note. He made 10 threes, and arguably his best game ever, as he set a Miami Heat team record for makes beyond the arc.
And Mario Chalmers grew up in Alaska. Not too many NBA players hailing from up there, taken with the 34th pick back in 08.
He's played his entire career with the Heat, and really it was a perfect situation for him when LeBron arrived, because he's a kind of a combo guard. He plays the point, but he's an excellent spot-up shooter, so he can play off of LeBron and Wade quite well.
The Thunder have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Well, one of the highlights last season, this team shot the ball extremely well from the stripe. Huge factor.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Allen, that's good.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Oklahoma City trailing. The drive by Jackson makes the lead pass and stolen by Chalmers. Here's Allen. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
It's rebounded by Oklahoma City, and the Thunder pushing it up now. Collison with the ball. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Mario Chalmers picks one up.
Well, one thing you'll notice about him right away is that he's the first one to hit the deck on a loose ball. Plays so hard with relentless energy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I feel like whenever we see this guy, his jersey is torn up. He's got bruises all over him. He's just a rugged player and a guy you love having on your team.
Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Fisher comes in for Russell Westbrook. They get the rebound, and Jackson gets it to go.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Lamb's checked in. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without their point guard.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Great job. Taking right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there. They find themselves down here in the first, and a lot of that can be attributed to the early foul trouble.
LeBron, he's checked in for Miami. Now here's LeBron. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Jackson's got the ball, and it's Butler with the jam.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
It's stolen by Lamb. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. 1 second left. And Jeremy Lamb, the bucket on the assist by Jackson. That's tipped. The scoring fast and furious as we... Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Well, I'll tell you what, I like what I've seen from this club defensively. They're forcing a lot of turnovers with their quick hands and ability to play the passing lanes.
Well, you talk about quick hands, but I think it's the mindset of being aggressive and then obviously being active with the hands, tracing that ball so you can come up with deflection that may lead to steal.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Guys, Serge Ibaka was drafted as a raw prospect back in 2008, but over time his jump shot has really developed. Coach Brooks said he's one of the best pop guys in the league at that position. A 17-footer, I would probably take that shot over anybody on our team. Guys, Ibaka said with all the attention that Westbrook and Durant draw, the team needs someone else to step up. He's trying to be that guy for his teammates.
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris.
Well, we know how talented he is. It's just a question of how good can he become if he continues to put the work in.
The Heat trail by 5. Here's LeBron. And the rebound goes to Perkins.
Much has been made about the show LeBron puts out during games, but he also puts on a spectacle in his pregame routine. Last season, he and others started pulling out all the stops and dunking in the pregame warm-up in an effort to break a sweat.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Adams.
Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember he sends them into the stands to make a point.
And Clark, you mentioned the pregame dunks for LeBron, a devastating finisher. Some have asked why he's never competed in the All-Star Slam Dunk competition. In fact, I say that every Saturday night I'm sitting on that microphone. Why isn't LeBron in this competition?
Wouldn't it be nice? In fact, I think, didn't Magic Johnson even put up a $1 million incentive for him to compete? Yeah, it would be incredible to see him. I don't know. I think it's become almost a chore for players these days to enter, but it would be fantastic to see him out there.
Durant. Wade is covering. Kicks it to Durant. Back to Jackson. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Shot misses. And it's Miami the other way. LeBron drives in, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. It's on Kevin Durant.
Well, LeBron James was probably his best season statistically a year ago. I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I mean, certainly it was his most efficient offensive season. I mean, he had career highs of 56% shooting from the floor and 41% from long range. I don't know if we've seen a player of his size put together those kinds of numbers with the types of shots that he takes. I mean, just absolutely stunning what he did in terms of his efficiency last season.
And for LeBron James, this season before last, he really focused on scoring in the post. You know, Steve, using his size and strength.
And we've seen his field goal percentage climb as a result. The low post work, I think the selection too, shoots fewer three-pointers but a higher percentage. So now, you know, how do you guard the guy? He's got everything in the package.
Lewis on the wing. It's tipped and stolen by Cephalosha. Right side, Westbrook. It's Durant on the wing. There's the three. Miami grabs the miss.
And he's having all sorts of problems with his shot.
I'm not sure he even has a shot right now, Steve, to be quite honest. Not a reliable one anyway. They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
Yeah, not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important, and it's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now.
And the Heat call time here.
A lot of people thought the East would be a cakewalk for Miami last year, but Indiana made sure that wasn't going to be the case. What a series with the Pacers using their size and strength to pound Miami down low, and eventually the Heat were able to pull it out, but boy, was that a tough series.
Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Oklahoma City. Rejected by Chalmers. Deflected. Baca against Bucks. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. And just to touch back on the Eastern Conference Finals, went to a Game 7 where Miami ran away with the game. But, you know, Clark, if it weren't for the heroics of LeBron earlier in the series, it could have been the Pacers that took on San Antonio in the finals.
You know, I was thinking a little bit about the two former ABA teams meeting in the NBA Finals, but the Heat managed to steal Game 1, and I thought that proved to be the difference in the end. That was a game the Pacers had and didn't squeeze. But the way these two teams are constructed, they should be seeing a lot more of each other in the near future. And I think that's great for the league because whenever they meet up in the regular season or the playoffs, it's always been a battle the last couple of years.
Nice rivalry developing between those two.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
A good one brewing there.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, head coach Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat finally getting the respect he deserves now with their multiple championships. But his players, not afraid to rib him a little. Dwayne Wade said Spoelstra's favorite word? Focus. He said, here's what it sounds like to play for my coach. Come on, guys, we have to focus. Next game. Come on, guys, it's about focus. Game 82. Guys, it's about focus. Kevin, it's all about that consistent message, right?
A steady hand, Doris. The players seem to really appreciate it. And the Thunder making a switch here. Adams checked in.
You look back to that 2008 draft. The then Sonics, now Thunder, took Westbrook at the 4 spot, and a lot of people thought that was a reach, but tell you what, you redo the draft right now, and he has a legitimate case of being the number 1 pick.
That one is no good. Well, Clark, back to that 2008 draft, Westbrook had played kind of a combo guard at UCLA, and there were some questions, I think, among a lot of scouts and personnel guys' minds about his ability to become a full-time point guard.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I think you always have to look at players, not just for what they might become, but what are they when they get to you. And Russell was a guy who was athletic, aggressive, hungry to get better, And when you've got those attributes in his athleticism, you're going to be a difference maker in the league, and he's proven that to be the case.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Heat ball.
32 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's LeBron. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. LeBron's got 6.
Drop that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Westbrook up top, defended by Chalmers. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. 17 seconds left here in the second. LeBron against Durant. LeBron kicks to Bosh. Back to LeBron. Pass to Chalmers. Fires for 3. No good.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shoot.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. It's halftime. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
So far in the game for Westbrook, he has 8 points and a steal. Well, you could see it at the start of the season. Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 final. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they... Oh, my goodness.
What a huge play.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now? It's their defense, that's for sure.
Sefolosha dishes to Ibaka. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
And Thabo Sefolosha, guys, you know he's from Switzerland. Last season enjoyed the best shooting of his career. He set career best in field goal percentage and three-point percentage, 48% and 43% respectively.
And that's a foul. It's called on Thabo Sefolosha. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Dishes it to LeBron. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. 10 points for LeBron. And Clark, you mentioned Sefolosha, known as a wing defender, but it's encouraging, Steve, to see him shooting so well.
Yeah, and he's become more aggressive offensively, too. He really is a three-point shooter, kind of a spot-up guy. But, you know, at times last year, we'd see him go down on the block and post up smaller guards.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Hey, we all know how hard it was for the Thunder going into last season to trade away their sixth-man star, James Harden, but it was something that had to be done. They really missed his playmaking ability, though, and I think they missed him in the locker room, too.
That's 4 straight from the field, guys. Off to a quick start this third quarter.
Westbrook kicks to Sefolosha. Durant. Here's Ibaka, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
And for the Thunder, a financial decision to trade away Harden. They've already tied up Steve money and big contracts to Durant and to Westbrook, Ibaka, and Perkins.
And Kevin, I think a lot of people question why they didn't keep Harden and maybe move Ibaka or Perkins. I think Perkins would have been maybe the best option, but he's really looked at as their best post defender and a guy who brings leadership and toughness. So it was a very difficult decision, but there's no doubt this team missed James Harden.
A different look for Miami. Anderson comes in for Chris Bosh, and it's Allen in for LeBron. Here's Wade. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Wade's got 4 this quarter.
Tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Serge Ibaka, born and raised in the Republic of Congo. We've had African-born players in the league for decades, but it seems that as the league has reached out to develop talent there, the numbers are increasing from that part of the world.
The Heat making a switch here. James is checked in. Here's Anderson, and Durant with the block. Banked in off the glass. Durant's got 8 points. And going back to Ibaka and the growing talent coming from the continent of Africa. Steve, 1 billion people there.
Soccer is still the biggest sport there, but steadily the NBA has made inroads, providing courts and equipment and coaching around the continent. So you would expect more and more players to come to the league from Africa.
Dang and Mute and Hashim Thabit. And we got some notable players in the league from there. Nick Collison's checked in for Kendrick Perkins. LeBron kicks to Chalmers. Miami no good on that time either.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
And Butler gets it to go.
Well, Kevin, probably his greatest value lies in his tremendous three-point shooting. When he's out on the perimeter, it gives them the ability to really stretch the defense out.
And something else I think of with him is that three-point shot from the corner. I mean, that's his shot. And we've certainly seen him drain a bunch of them.
1:05 left in the third. For 3, Westbrook. Oklahoma City gets it back. Ibaka goes in. Misses the layup.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Here's LeBron, and it's blocked by Collison. They get it back, and there's the call on Derek Fisher. That is his first foul of the game. And the Thunder with some changes. Durant comes in for Serge Ibaka, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Miami shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
You know, people look at Mario Chalmers and say he might not be your typical point guard. He's not a big-time penetrator or playmaker, but he's a good fit for the Heat with his active defense and spot-up shooting from long range. I think it's a hand-in-glove fit, actually.
And Chalmers, a 3-time All-American and NCAA champion his junior season at Kansas, received the Most Outstanding Player Award for that 2008 tournament.
Hit what was probably the biggest shot in Kansas history, the three-pointer that sent that game against Memphis into overtime that allowed the Jayhawks to go on and win that national championship.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Oklahoma City. The Heat have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until they prove they can stop them, I mean, they ought to continue to pound it in low.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Lewis comes in for Udonis Haslem. Dwayne Wade's checked in for LeBron. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. He is capable, Clark, of some incredible athleticism.
And we just got a chance to see it on full display right there.
Well, you got to love a point guard who can finish like a power forward.
Durant for 3. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Now Wade. The dish to Cole. Takes a 3. Gets it to go. Cole's got 5 points in the quarter.
Another good offensive possession for him. He's trying to shoulder the load here for his...
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Thunder up by 15. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
Well, rebounding and second chance opportunities have been a huge factor in this game.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really look to push here offensively.
And Butler, here we go. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action. Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there. You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big Three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Perkins comes in for Caron Butler. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy, and that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They've just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
Nick Collison's checked in for Serge Ibaka. Took him no time at all on that one. 14 points for Russell Westbrook.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Wade gets the bucket.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
It's Westbrook with the drive, and the basket good. Westbrook's got 5 points now this quarter.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
And here's LeBron outside. Thunder with the rebound.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far, Steve.
And even if it's only a modest advantage that they have in that category, it's still a significant factor.
LeBron with another miss.
Not the best shot, long range, and with a defender right in his space.
And defensively, that's the kind of work he's known for. I mean, he loves to lock you up.
The Heat have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes. But finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
Westbrook drives in. Misses from close range.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Miami making a change here. Allen's checked in. Durant with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Looking to get it going. Collison. His first attempt of the game finds the target. And the Thunder lead by 21.
Defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
Timeout called the Heat.
You know, really hard to try to compare Kevin Durant to somebody. I mean, it might come from who he says he modeled his game after. In an interview last season, he said that it was Larry Bird who shaped how he played growing up as a youngster.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Collison. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Thabo Sefolosha. Here's Lamb. He kicks to Ibaka. Stolen by Lewis. And now the fast break. LeBron with the ball. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
He's got to contribute. He's got to produce if his team's going to get back in it in this quarter. And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style. A beatdown the entire way.
And the Heat with some changes. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Haslam comes in for Rashard Lewis. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. One thing Durant shared in common with Bird, a deadly outside shot, even under pressure.
Yeah, I love his unflappable nature. Kevin Durant just seems unfazed during pressure times of the games, and I think even more so, he just enjoys it. He wants that pressure. He wants the ball in his hands.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. So we'll see Russell Westbrook go to the line here. It's going to be on Udonis Haslem.
You know, when something works for you, you stay with it. The Heat saw after the 2012 finals that small ball was very effective for them. You can see why they chose to do that, given how hard it is to find a power forward that can match up with LeBron. Makes good sense.
Well, Thunder have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8 of 12. Miami's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. LeBron with it. Westbrook picks him up. They grab their own miss. And the jam by Udonis Haslem.
And that just shows you why it's so important to win the second shot game.
Yeah, you know, those second shots are usually the easy ones, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because the defense is out of position on the shot attempt and in terms of rebounding lanes.
And mismatches really are what make an NBA offense go at times. Not only can Miami overpower you, Steve, you know, with their sheer talent at times, but if you're trying to guard a perimeter player with a big, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, some people still see small ball as a gimmick, but, you know, for Miami, it's different because you've got LeBron James playing the power forward. But it's not really small ball. He can rebound, he can defend, he can do everything. And so the Heat become a nightmare to guard at the other end, and you can rarely take advantage of them offensively.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Collison's out there, and stolen by Fisher. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
Adams, the pass to Fisher. Butler, beyond the arc. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to